Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now. This morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Wednesday, August 21st. We were saying yesterday was a great day, and today's going to be great, too.
Similar, yeah. The temperature-wise, it's going to be the same, but we have more sunshine today, though.
Love it. Yeah, yesterday the sun was hiding a little bit.
Right. Did you get a chance to see some of that, some pictures of the moon?
No. I forgot again.
She lost the blue moon.
You know, the moon never translates into pictures either, right? It's a problem.
Some
you know, people,
I'm going to send you a link where you can see where a friend of mine has really great shots. That being said, my friend, we are looking at least that patchy to dense fog lingering till about the 8 o'clock hour, getting out of the way. Then today, we're going to be below seasonal average temperatures, and as we've already told you, it's going to be really nice. Mostly sunny skies will ensue. You'll see these clouds get out of the way, as you can see right there. Just around, say, the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock hour, they'll start to wane and lift. And as the day progresses, you start off with current temperatures going like this, 49 to at least 56 degrees out there right now. And then you're seeing the radar to be fairly dry. We had some rainfall that came by and fell just a little shy of Prairie du Chien and went down to the south and stayed over into Minnesota and Iowa. That being said, we'll go into later on, going into Thursday, where you see some rainfall coming in the overnight hours well to the north. Starts to slip down going into closer to areas by Ladysmith and Eau Claire. They could get a sprinkle out of that possibly. In fact, we'll see maybe just a little bit of drizzle. We'll go into the rain tracker. Not much recorded out of that, but cooler temperatures are on the way. We will see that all the way into Friday, but warmer temperatures as we trend warmer with the building high pressure. Temperatures could get up to the lower 90s. We'll talk about that when I return.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will accept the vice presidential nomination tonight at the Democratic National Convention. Former President Bill Clinton will also speak as Day 3 focuses on a fight for freedoms, highlighting reproductive and other rights. Caroline Cummings reports from Chicago.
Yes, she can.
Former President Barack Obama closed out night 2 of the Democratic National Convention to roaring applause, making his case for Vice President Kamala Harris over former President Donald Trump this November.
We do not need 4 more years of bluster and bumbling and chaos. America's ready for a better story. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris.
Former First Lady Michelle Obama took the stage before him. She delivered a few zingers when criticizing the former president.
Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
Earlier, second gentleman Doug Emhoff shared his decade-plus love story with Harris.
This Thursday will be our 10th wedding anniversary. That same night, I'll be hearing my wife, Kamala Harris, accept your nomination for President of the United States.
Harris and her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, were more than 90 miles away campaigning in Milwaukee last night, but Harris briefly addressed the convention by live stream.
Together, we will chart a new way forward.
Her campaign said more than 15,000 people were at the Wisconsin rally held in the same venue as the Republican National Convention last month.
A hell of a lot can change in 4 weeks.
Day 2 also featured an energetic, star-studded ceremonial roll call vote to give Harris her party's nomination, with a surprise performance from hip-hop artist Lil Jon.
You know, I tuned in right in time for Little John. President John F. Kennedy's grandson and a handful of Republicans also took the stage last night at the convention, including former Trump White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham, who said Vice President Harris has her vote. Republican VP candidate J.D. Vance addressed law enforcement in Kenosha yesterday. He emphasized Trump's support for police and criticized Democratic leadership as soft on crime. Joining Vance were Representative Brian Steele, Senate candidate Eric Hovde, and Kenosha County Sheriff David Zorner. Hovde echoed Vance's pro-police, tough-on-crime stance.
I support law enforcement. President Trump, J.D. Vance will always have your back, and we will never incorporate such a crazy idea as defund the police.
That was Vance's third trip to the battleground state this month. Former President Trump and Vance are expected to continue rallying in North Carolina today. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is headed back to the U.S. without a ceasefire agreement. Washington's proposed deal to bridge the gap between Israeli and Hamas leaders encountered roadblocks, but negotiations are expected to continue this week. CBS's Jared Hill has the latest.
Overnight, Secretary of State Antony Blinken left the Middle East with no ceasefire hostage deal in hand, but carrying a warning.
Time is of the essence.
Israeli airstrikes hit an empty hotel in Gaza Tuesday as Blinken pushed for a ceasefire. Scores killed in Gaza that day alone, including about a dozen at a school-turned-shelter. Behind a false wall, Israeli soldiers recover the bodies of 6 hostages abducted 10.5 months ago. The country believes of the more than 100 hostages who remain in Gaza, 34 have been confirmed dead. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said getting them back alive is a goal, but the priority is to, quote, preserve our strategic security. That's not enough for Noam Perry, the daughter of 80-year-old Chaim Perry, one of the 6 hostages found dead this week.
The only priority is hostages.
Her heartbreak comes amid an apparent breakdown in negotiations. Hamas criticizing a so-called bridging proposal put forward by the U.S., Egypt, and Qatar to get Israel and Hamas leaders closer to a long-term deal. Back in the States, the struggle for peace spilled over into clashes outside the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, with protesters pushing the White House to continue working toward an end to the war.
And there's been added urgency to these talks after Iran vowed to retaliate against Israel for killing Hamas and Hezbollah leaders. Again, the concern that this conflict could become a broader regional war. Newly surfaced video shows would-be Trump assassin Thomas Crooks casually walking around the rally grounds in Butler, Pennsylvania, just 90 minutes before he pulled the trigger in that July 13th shooting. Here's the video. You can see Crooks doesn't seem to be acting suspiciously. He also appears unarmed. The merchandise vendor who shot the video says he was reviewing his footage of the rally a week later when he first noticed Crooks in one of the videos. He then shared it with the FBI. Crooks would eventually fire 8 shots at Trump from the roof of one of the buildings in the complex, killing 1 spectator and injuring 2 others. The former Monroe County deputy facing sexual assault charges pleaded not guilty in La Crosse Circuit Court yesterday. 29-year-old Aaron Yang is charged for allegedly having sexual contact with a 16-year-old female last year. He's charged with 2 counts of third-degree sexual assault, child enticement, sexual contact, and sexual intercourse with a child 16 or older. He'll be back in court in December. A man is in custody and hospitalized after a chase and shootout with authorities in Wood County. According to the sheriff's office, Wisconsin Rapids police responded to a domestic disturbance call yesterday morning. The suspect fled in a vehicle, leading to a pursuit. Portage County deputies later attempted to stop the suspect on State Highway 54, but he allegedly fired at officers multiple times. The suspect's vehicle was eventually disabled. After exchanging more gunfire with police, he fled on foot. Authorities eventually located the suspect on a rooftop where another shootout took place. The suspect was struck, then taken into custody and the hospital. No officers were hurt. The sheriff's office has not released the suspect's name. Do you want to know if your local lake or river is safe? Well, check out the new Wisconsin Water Explorer. This online tool from the DNR shows water quality, identifies pollution sources, and creates automatic reports. It shows whether a lake meets water quality standards and can identify likely sources of pollution. If you're interested in helping, you can join the DNR's Citizen Lake Monitoring Network to contribute your data. The time now is 6:07. Still ahead on your morning news, a bar of gold is now worth $1 million. Snacking in space will finally be possible thanks to Doritos. And Google must face a lawsuit over Chrome's controversial data collection. And more than 1,800 applications have been filed for lotteries to win what will become cannabis business licenses in Minnesota. Coming up, why local applicants are worried that more than half of the applications are coming from people outside of the state. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Today is a day to take a moment to acknowledge our elders because it's National Senior Citizens Day. A recent census count shows there are 47 million seniors living in the U.S. That is a number expected to nearly double by the year 2060. If you're looking to brighten a senior's day, now could be the time to volunteer at a retirement home. If you are a senior, the day might bring some discounts and promotions at stores and restaurants for you. For now, leaving you with a live look inside the United Center in Chicago, home of this year's Democratic National Convention. The excitement and activities will continue in just a few hours, where former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and VP candidate Tim Walz are expected to take the stage. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The Labor Day sale is going on now at International Furniture. 40% off the retail price on all upholstery in stock and special orders. All in-stock pictures, rugs, lamps, and accessories, 50% off the retail price. International Furniture, I-90 Airport Exit 2, La Crosse.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act.
It takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual.
Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's. Yay! We love our guests.
Love.
As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
It's Toyota's national sales event. Swipe into end of summer fun with an exciting new Toyota. Whether you're paddleboarding in a RAV4, mountain biking in a Tacoma, or tubing with your best friends in a Camry, you'll find plenty to post about all summer long.
Right now, during Toyota's national sales event, you can lease a new Tacoma for $349 a month, or get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new Tundra.
Come in today. Ooh, like
Toyota. Let's go places.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger. You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
My son, Nick, took illicit fentanyl, which cost him his life. And knowing that my son is never coming back is the worst thing that I will have to live with for the rest of my life.
Tammy Baldwin's been with us every step of the way. She just got a major bill passed to really crack down on fentanyl. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she actually walks the walk.
I cannot tell you how much we appreciate Tammy Baldwin fighting this fight.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
The Labor Day sale is going on now at International Furniture. 40% off the retail price on all upholstery in stock and special orders. All in-stock pictures, rugs, lamps, and accessories, 50% off the retail price. International Furniture, I-90 Airport Exit 2, La Crosse.
Hi, well, good morning to you. As I've mentioned before, cooler conditions all the way into Friday with temperatures to be below seasonal average. In fact, we'll see temperatures slowly but surely as we go into tomorrow, possibly get to near 80, and then possibly on Friday we get to 82 degrees, still below seasonal average. And then we carry over into the weekend. We'll see from Saturday all the way to Monday, possibly Tuesday, with temperatures getting up to at least the lower 90s, and it will feel a lot hotter on your skin than what we are experiencing right about now today. All right, that being said, take a quick peek here as we get into it here. You've got high pressure and you've got low pressure kind of working in closer proximity. So you're going to be seeing eventually as we go right through Friday, we start to flatten out the ridge a little bit, and you're going to see that wider flow of the upper level starting to move right into our area. So high pressure with that warmer air is going to cover most of the Midwest, getting into the area, coming back over from Minnesota back into Wisconsin, getting into Michigan, slowly but surely warming up our local temperatures. You even see a smaller version of this high pressure ridging still holding on, so that takes over areas right by Ohio as well as getting into Indiana, and then kind of holding on at least into areas to the east. That being said, warmer conditions will be on the way. So today, though, you're looking at the early morning or mid-morning hours, excuse me, with 59 degrees increasing through the mid-morning hours into the late morning, where you get up to about 72 degrees for Eau Claire. You're looking at least 56 degrees from the early morning all the way to the noon hour, about 72 degrees with a whole lot of sunshine on the way. Get out and enjoy it if you can, and have a blessed day. Be safe.
In your consumer news this morning, for the first time, a bar of gold is worth $1 million. Prices for the precious metal hit a record high Friday, soaring to more than $2,500 per troy ounce. The average gold bar weighs 400 troy ounces. Most gold bars are usually traded internationally by central banks and bullion dealers. They see the precious metal as a long-term, reliable store of value during economic turmoil. That's because when interest rates fall, gold prices tend to rise as bullion becomes more appealing than bonds. Snacking in the stars will finally be possible thanks to a new offering from Doritos. The new limited edition Doritos Minis Cool Ranch Zero Gravity Tortilla Chips, that's a mouthful, are created specifically for consuming in outer space. The chips are packaged in space-approved tins, and they are set to make their debut on SpaceX's Polaris Dawn mission later this month. Google must face a lawsuit over Chrome's controversial data collection. A panel of 3 judges reversed a lower court decision to dismiss the lawsuit, which claimed Google Chrome collected data without user permission. The appeals court says there was a discrepancy between the way Google marketed its privacy policy and the way it collected some data. The lawsuit claims Google misled Chrome users who had not enabled Chrome Sync, which saves passwords, open tabs, and more to your Google account open on multiple devices. New numbers show who is trying to get into the Minnesota cannabis business. More than 1,800 applications have been filed for lotteries to win what will become business licenses. As David Schuman reports, more than half of those applications, though, are not from Minnesota.
Angela Dawson is done filling out her application for Minnesota's Office of Cannabis Management.
Good 50 pages and a couple of meltdowns. I'm relieved to be done with the confusion.
As CEO of Bold North, Angela's hoping to win a lottery for a business license pre-approval later this year. Not quite licenses yet, but enough to start planting seeds in the ground on a larger scale. She's one of nearly 600 applicants in her business category, competing for just 100 licenses.
The stakes are high.
Taking all the categories together, like cannabis retailer, wholesaler, or delivery service, there are more than 1,800 applicants crossing their fingers in the lottery. Less than half of those live in Minnesota.
It really does make me concerned for that Minnesota craft industry that we've been so strongly trying to create here.
Minnesota statutes do not have a residency requirement, so we received applications from all around the country.
For Angela, it raises the specter of large out-of-state corporations snapping up licenses she feels should be going to local entrepreneurs like her. The OCM says limiting this first round of applicants to those who met social equity criteria likely filtered out companies like that.
We're going to be going down to the individual level, looking at ownership. That's to make sure there aren't any large corporations that might be trying to sneak in.
So now it's hurry up and wait for Angela, working to launch her business while also dealing with existential uncertainty.
And I don't want to invest too much because I don't know if I'm going to have the license or not.
That's it for your morning consumer news. The time now is 6:17. Let's check in with Art to get a look at our forecast. Hi, Art.
Hey, my friend. Well, I hope you have your coffee in hand, and of course, because look at this sky right now. Absolutely gorgeous as you start your early morning. Possibly a little patchy fog out there in the distance. You'll also pick up some of that working into areas just to the east and to the south of La Crosse. We'll also get into that patchy fog lifting as we go into the 8 o'clock hour. However, below seasonal average temperatures still holding on till Friday, as I mentioned before. Saturday and Sunday, all the way into Monday and Tuesday, possibly a warming trend kicking into the forecast where we could see temperatures into the mid to upper 80s going into the lower 90s. In fact, take a look at that fog and low cloud activity. As I told you, some patchy to dense fog mostly to our east, and then slowly but surely it will start to creep in a little bit closer over this next hour or so, getting closer to La Crosse. High pressure is building over most of the plain states. Then once you get into how this all plays out with a smaller high pressure ridge kind of coming out of Canada and working its way all the way into areas by the Michigan state, as well as getting into all the way down into portions of Indiana, and then moving a little bit more to the east. However, this high pressure ridge will continue to move in, and all of this is starting to open up now from west to east, unlike what we had the other day because of Ernesto. Now this is opening up. We're going to see warmer air start to get closer to us slowly but surely once we get into the weekend. But for now, temperatures are just really comfortable out there. That being said, we've got the cool now, but we've got the near hot later going into your weekend, as I've mentioned. And take a peek at this. This is how it all plays out. First, we start off with a little extra light cloud cover coming in as we go through the day. It'll be mostly sunny skies. Then we see at least partly cloudy skies coming in for some of the areas well to our north, getting up to a little sprinkle or so, possibly a light shower north of Ladysmith. Now, the warmer air will start to edge closer and closer as this ridge begins to build. For now, we're in the near mile. We're on the cooler side of the mile side. Then this high pressure or warmer air starts to kind of fluctuate, where we'll see temperatures start to warm up a bit, and then eventually warmer air will start to get closer to us and stick around going into your weekend, where we see those 80s and 90s. All right, that being said, you get the sky tracker coming in. You're going to take a quick peek how this all looks here. We'll get that rainfall as I showed you. It gets up and out. We added some clouds with potential rainfall going into Friday. You'll see that coming right on top of us here. Maybe a light storm or two kind of coming in, then another from the west sneaking right through, and it's kind of moving from La Crosse all the way into Vogue Field and beyond to the east. That being said, we'll take a quicker gander into how this all looks with more rainfall potential coming in later into the week. All right, that being said, take a look at this as we go into the next 8 days. I'll pop this in for you. You can see the local temperatures will be from 79 to 80 degrees with, again, temperatures bumping up to at least 82 for Friday, 88 for Saturday, 92 for Sunday, and that heat continues to go right into Monday from 91 degrees, dry conditions with some showers possibly coming back again for Wednesday of next week with a 20% chance. Back to you.
Thank you. The time now is 6:20. Still ahead on your morning news, the U.S. Government Accountability Office is reporting an increase in women becoming midwives. Coming up in your morning medical news, we'll take a look at how a midwife may help you develop a healthier and safer childbirth plan.
Coming up in the Blitz, hear why one area volleyball team is ready to take the next step this season, plus the crew looking for a new record high mark in 2024.
For now, leaving you with a live look inside. I think that's inside. Is that inside, outside? Outside the United Center. Now the teleprompter updates. Home of this year's Democratic National Convention. Today, former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and VP candidate Tim Walz are expected to take the stage. Today's theme is a fight for our freedoms. We will have continued coverage, including live reports from the DNC throughout the week. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Right now, it's the Labor Day sale at Home Furniture. Get up to an extra 10% off sale prices, like this counter table and 4 chairs for just $999. Or pay no interest for 3 years during the Labor Day sale, going on now at Home Furniture.
Life has become too expensive. Groceries and gas have gotten out of control, and red tape is killing the economy. But fortunately, our Congressman Derek Van Orden is fighting for solutions to make living more affordable for us in Wisconsin. He's advocating for common sense bills that would make everyday items like gas and groceries more affordable.
Now, Congress has an opportunity to lower costs by cutting red tape. Tell Congressman Van Orden to keep working to lower costs and support the Red Tape Reduction Act.
Improving your home, improving your life with new windows. If you are tired of old windows that don't open or close properly, that are drafty and cold, that are rotting and falling apart, your life can be better. Enjoy comfort, convenience, and peace of mind with new windows. Feel good when your home looks great inside and out. Call or visit the board store for a prompt free estimate. Get more for less today and every day. The Board Store, 524 Copeland, La Crosse.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
There's a side of Eric Hovde you might not know. In his 20s, he was diagnosed with MS, and in that moment, his life and priorities changed. Eric started Hovde Homes. Hovde Homes rescue abandoned children from sex trafficking and slavery. For children who never experienced real love, Hovde Homes offer the love, care, and support they need to heal. MS changed Eric's life, and thousands of children are alive today because of it.
During the Labor Day sale at Home Sleep Express, get up to $700 off Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets, plus a $300 home shopping cart with free white glove delivery and pay no interest for 5 years. The Tempur-Pedic Labor Day sale at Home Sleep Express.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, back in 2016, Danny Dolan was one of the leaders of the Aquinas State volleyball team. A year after Dolan graduated, Nellie George took over as the new head coach. Now Dolan is succeeding George as the newest leader of the Blue Gold team. Yesterday was day 2 of practice for Aquinas, and there were smiles all over the floor as excitement is high within the program for what's to come this year. Last season, the Blue Golds fell 1 game short of making the state tournament, but a ton of production returns from that group from a season ago. Danny Dolan is very familiar with the team as she coached most of them in the JV ranks for the last couple of years. Now she takes over at the varsity level, and Dolan hopes to lead them to a similar path that her and her team went down 8 years ago.
I said to the girls today when we met this morning that this program meant so much to me when I was in high school and I played for this team, and there's no greater feeling than reaching the milestones that you set for yourself at the beginning of the year.
Now, she also said she's spoiled to inherit such a talented roster, but the feeling is mutual for the players. They're excited to play for their new head coach and hope to make it to the Resch Center this time around.
I feel like this transition has been super seamless, and I feel like Danny was the best person for this job. Obviously, I loved having Nellie as my coach for 3 years, but they have a lot of similarities, and I'm just super excited to work with Danny, too.
I think playing in a state game would be so fun and just a really cool experience for us all to have. And we were so close last year, so I'm really hoping that this year we're able to work it out and make it there.
Aquinas will go for their 6th consecutive 20-win season. The Blue Golds get going with their first game next Tuesday at home against Holmen. All right, Brewers going for their 6th straight win on the road against the Cardinals yesterday. Would be their longest streak of the year. We jump to the 2nd inning, 2 men on for Sal Frelick, and he lines one into center field. Willie Adames comes in to score, and Milwaukee takes the 1-0 lead. 5th inning now, and Joey Ortiz with a man on third, and he grounds it through into right field. Frelick touches home to double the visitors' lead. And the 8th inning, Milwaukee looking for some insurance, and they're going to get some in the form of William Contreras. That's a deep shot to center field, and the defense cannot make a play. Garrett Mitchell comes all the way around from first to score, and the Brewers go up by 3. And it's a good thing that they did, because trouble in the 9th. The Cardinals with the bases loaded down by 1, but Devin Williams with back-to-back strikeouts to end it. The Crew holds on to take game 1, 3-2. Brewers now a game-high 21 games over 500. What a season. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Refresh your space with a mid-century makeover at Ashley. During the Labor Day sale, discover statement pieces starting at $499.99. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. No minimum purchase required. Shop more deals in-store and online.
Drugs, gangs, and crime are flooding into our communities. But instead of getting tough on the border, Senator Tammy Baldwin supported amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants, including convicted criminals. Criminals like an illegal immigrant with multiple DUI charges who went on to kill a Wisconsin father of 3 while driving drunk again. Tell Senator Tammy Baldwin no amnesty for illegal immigrants, especially criminals. Vote to secure the border.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit your Best Choice GMC dealer today.
50 years ago, I prayed this prayer, and it changed my life, and it can change your life. You see, I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and my life was in a mess. And I just got on my knees one night, and I said, God, I've sinned against you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. And I said, I believe Jesus Christ is your Son, and I believe that he took my sins to the cross, and he died and shed his blood for my sins, and that he was buried, and that you raised him to life, and I'd like to invite him to come into my heart right now. And I prayed that prayer, and God heard my prayer, and he forgave me, and he'll forgive you, and he'll cleanse you and change your life starting today. Just pray this prayer as I say, God, I'm a sinner, I'm sorry, forgive me. I believe Jesus is your Son. I want to trust him as my Savior and follow him as my Lord from this day forward. Amen. If you prayed that prayer, I want you to call right now that number that's on the screen. Call that number. and may God bless you.
Life has become too expensive. Groceries and gas have gotten out of control, and red tape is killing the economy. But fortunately, our Congressman Derek Van Orden is fighting for solutions to make living more affordable for us in Wisconsin. He's advocating for common sense bills that would make everyday items like gas and groceries more affordable.
Now, Congress has an opportunity to lower costs by cutting red tape. Tell Congressman Van Orden to keep working to lower costs and support the Red Tape Reduction Act.
Labor Day mattress deals are happening now at Ashley. For a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattress purchases. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. Only at Ashley.
Download the News 8000 app today. Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. In your morning medical news, overdose deaths surged by 45% last year in La Crosse County. This alarming statistics comes from the county's annual overdose fatality review. That report reveals 55 lives lost, with fentanyl involved in a staggering 85% of cases. 3 out of 4 victims had multiple substances in their system. Adults aged 25 to 64 were most affected by the crisis.
Anyone can be affected by an overdose, and it's not certain populations or certain people or what we see in the media or in TV, and it can be neighbors, grandparents, sisters, brothers, siblings.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction and would like assistance finding treatment, you can contact Wisconsin Addiction Recovery's helpline at 211. The World Health Organization's European director emphasizes monkeypox is not the new COVID, but he calls for more research on a deadlier strain. This statement follows WHO's declaration of monkeypox as a global health emergency last week. Meanwhile, Argentine authorities have quarantined a cargo ship after a crew member showed monkeypox-like symptoms. It's still unclear if this is the deadlier strain or if the case is confirmed. Currently, 13 countries in the Americas, including the U.S., have reported monkeypox cases from other strains this year. Eli Lilly says its popular type 2 diabetes medication, tirzepatide, cuts the risk of progression to diabetes by 94% in adults with prediabetes and obesity. The study also found people who took the injectable drug weekly had an average decrease in body weight of nearly 23%. Tirzepatide is part of a new class of drugs that includes a drug known as Ozempic for diabetes and Wegovy for weight loss. Midwives provide care during pregnancy and birth. In the United States, the number of midwives is increasing, according to the U.S. government. While the extent of care provided by a midwife varies by state, at one healthcare system, a team of midwives is helping to deliver dozens of babies each month. Juliana Farfari reports on the benefits of using midwives.
Sadie Lou is 3 months old and is visiting the place where she entered the world.
Here she is crying, but she's been wonderful and she's delivered just in the way that I wanted. It looked different, but they really did help me just adapt to the change of plans really well.
Sadie was born at Memorial Hospital. Her mom, Natalie Lehman, knew she wanted to have control over her birth plan. So Beacon Medical Group Midwifery Centered Care was an easy decision.
I really wanted to be in a hospital, so I loved that I could do a midwife in a hospital and have kind of that more like I'm taking the lead here, but also if something happened, which for her it did happen, and she had to be in the NICU, and so it was great that we were in that hospital setting, and so to have those kind of worlds collide was super cool.
Sadie's birth didn't go as planned. Natalie was induced 3 weeks early, and she relied on the midwives at Beacon to help her through the changes and adjust to an experience that was different from what she expected.
And I remember turning to my husband throughout the process and being like, I really trust their judgment.
One of the midwives that she worked with, Melissa Holder-Reed.
Hello.
She tells us she wanted to be a midwife since she was 13 years old.
I knew that I wanted to support moms to find their power and really let them be the main decision maker and the main power behind their birth and their family decisions.
Holder-Reed is among the more than 15 certified nurse midwives at Beacon. Holder-Reed says that through extensive education, the midwives at Beacon are able to teach their patients, so they know what's normal, help them learn nutrition and healthy habits, and provide peace of mind while giving them as much power over decision-making as possible.
We tend to try to keep things as normal and non-interventive as possible. That being said, we absolutely recognize that pregnancy and childbirth is actually one of the most dangerous times in a woman's life.
In 2021, midwives attended 12% of births in the U.S. Both Gundersen Health System and Mayo Clinic Health System offer midwifery care as well. A Healthy Breakfast is helping raise awareness for mental health. Great Rivers United Way held its annual fundraising breakfast yesterday, marking the start of its annual campaign. The initiative focuses on supporting mental health programs and providing essential needs like food, shelter, and safety for those in need. A recent 2024 Compass Now report conducted by Great Rivers United Way highlights mental health as a significant concern in the Coulee region.
We want to let everybody know that we heard them, and so we are focusing in on mental well-being in terms of improving it, in terms of focusing in on programming from what we can do.
If you need assistance or want to discover ways to support the United Way, you can visit our website. The Eau Claire Community Center is expanding with some new features. The Chamber of Commerce and city officials held a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the SCS Community Center. New amenities include a 24-hour fitness center, an outdoor kitchen with a grill and a gas fireplace. The Director of Business Development says the center will foster community connections and togetherness.
The residents have access to this area to come together because we really are trying to build a multi-generational community. So they have a place to gather with their neighbors. If they're having a larger party, they have some space that's available that they can gather in.
Several other multifamily projects are still under construction. If you're interested in learning about apartment availability, you can visit their website. As the new school year approaches, the Boys and Girls Club is helping students prepare with its Stuff the Bus distribution. This back-to-school fair in La Crosse offers free school supplies, vaccinations, and even haircuts. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall reports on the essential items students are receiving before the new school year.
April Fair is a mother of 3 kids. She says it's a challenge buying school supplies for her kids, nieces, and nephews.
It's very challenging when you're one person with a one-income household and you have 5 children that you're trying to buy things for.
The challenges for Fair go beyond school supplies every year.
Every school year, the challenges I face are just school shoes and clothes, basically, because we all know shoes are not cheap, and inflation prices, making the prices go up as far as clothes and all that, it's very tough.
Stuff the Bus, an annual fundraiser that collects school supplies for families in need, distributes the supplies to 3 different organizations, including the Boys and Girls Club.
We have several different community booths, whether it's transportation to school, maybe it's a clothing closet to make sure that kids have everything they need to go back to school. We know that this can be a stressful time for families. It's expensive. There's a lot of things to think about when you go back to school.
Every year, Boys and Girls Club has the back-to-school fair to make returning to the classroom easier and affordable for families. They can pick up backpacks, notebooks, and writing utensils, get a haircut, and learn more about community organizations. Just like Fair, Jessica Cambria feels the challenges of getting her children ready for the new school year.
With just inflation, with everything that it is, it's very hard as a mom of 2. You know, with health care, we don't have the luxury of having health insurance, so, you know, we were able to get these shots.
In La Crosse, Jeremy Wall, News 8 Now this morning.
If you missed that one, there'll be another back-to-school fair at the YMCA on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Time now is 6:38. Let's check in with News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us what to expect on our morning commute.
All right, and away we go with that. Take a look here as we start off with your current temperatures. Still a bit comfortable out there for a nice little bike ride, a little walk in the early morning, maybe taking the pet out for a walk before you head out to work. 49 degrees to at least to about 54 to 55 degrees out there. In fact, you'll also go into some light rainfall. We take a peek here. We'll get into a little bit of shower activity coming in possibly as we go into Thursday and night. But for now, we're looking at mostly clear skies for the better part of the day. You're going to start off over in La Crosse, getting into at least partly cloudy skies, then mostly sunny skies to finish out the late morning hours. Then we take a look at 1 o'clock and you're looking at partly cloudy skies or mostly sunny skies to continue out all the way into at least the 5 o'clock hour with sunshine on the way for you. You're also going to see temperatures around 79 degrees. Not too bad. Similar to what we had yesterday as far as temperatures are concerned, but but more sunshine today. Up in Eau Claire, you're looking at least mostly cloudy to cloudy skies, and then you'll pick up again mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies to finish out the mid-morning hours going into the late morning hours. And then by 1 o'clock, you're looking at mostly sunny skies to finish out your day. 70s abound, getting up to 78 degrees to finish out the afternoon. And then eventually you'll see again more sunshine going into your early evening. That being said, take a look. We've got cooler air for the next few days into Friday. Hotter conditions coming in, or at least very near hot conditions coming in for your weekend and beyond into next week. Okay, that being said, coming into your buzz report here, country music star Keith Urban pulled his tour bus into a gas station for all places for a free pop-up concert. More about the surprise concert at Buc-ee's.
Drugs, gangs, and crime are flooding into our communities. But instead of getting tough on the border, Senator Tammy Baldwin supported amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants, including convicted criminals. Criminals like an illegal immigrant with multiple DUI charges who went on to kill a Wisconsin father of 3 while driving drunk again. Tell Senator Tammy Baldwin no amnesty for illegal immigrants, especially criminals. Vote to secure the border.
Turn your collector car into cash. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions is now taking consignments for its fall auction on September 27th and 28th in Winona, Minnesota. Visit RemlingerAuctions.com to consign now and maximize your earnings. Early consigners receive the most exposure to our eager pre-qualified bidders. Reserve your spot today and join the excitement. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions, where every car has a story and every bid is an adventure.
Whatever you were thinking, think bigger. It's the King Furniture Labor Day sale. Bigger selection and bigger discounts. Get up to 60% off the biggest names in furniture and 0% financing. Whoa, now that's big. Shop our huge inventory of in-stock furniture and have it in your home quick with free delivery. You won't want to miss this. It's the Labor Day sale going on now at King Furniture.
Improving your home, improving your life with a better bathroom. In just a day or two, you can enjoy a wonderful new tub or shower that is attractive, easy to care for, and safe. New fixtures, shelves for storage, and grab bars for safety. Be safe, be happy, enjoy bathing again. Be even happier with everything new. Comfort Height toilet, vanity, sink, faucet, mirror, light, and new flooring. Call or visit the board store for a prompt free estimate. Get more for less today and every day.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Get up to $7,400 in total savings on a new 2024 Ford F-150, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
My day is packed. Client meetings, patient rounds,
getting kids out the door.
But Eric Hovde thinks all women care about is Hollywood.
It's just deplorable. Sadly, with females, they spend too much time focused on what's going on in Hollywood.
Well, guess what, Eric Hovde?
We know you supported overturning Roe versus Wade.
And we know you'd vote for a national abortion ban, too.
Eric Hovde must think he knows better than us.
What is wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Alrighty, what we have for you here, patchy to dense fog out there, still holding on for another hour and a half or so, then eventually get out of the way. You'll see this in La Crosse near some of the river valleys, and then get into today as well as Friday, below seasonal average temperatures, and then once we get into Saturday and beyond, temperatures start to skyrocket up to the upper 80s to the low 90s, continues all the way into next week. Now that being said, take a look what I've got going on for you. You'll go into the fog, low cloud activity, mostly both here from Ladysmith on down, Wausau down into areas by Black River Falls, and you're also going to see that continue to move in to La Crosse eventually from the east. So bearing in mind, if you're coming from the east, you're going to be in the fog. Eventually it'll get out of your way, but if you're heading eastward, you're going to be going into the fog, my friends. High pressure is still building. We've got this ridge of high pressure here. This is an omega block, so there wasn't much going on going from west to east until we got rid of Ernesto, and then all of a sudden all of that west to east flow is beginning to open up. Starting with this area of high pressure, it kind of dives down, heads out all the way into Thursday, going going a little bit more to the east, getting into areas by Indiana. So you can see that going off to the east eventually. This one starts to take a break, stays a little bit down to our south, and that allows moisture up in the upper atmosphere to allow that little troughing pattern to guide in some or usher in some light rainfall going into Friday, I should say Thursday night going into Friday. Then that dissipates, high pressure ridge begins to build, and that's when we start to see temperatures start to bump up. We get up to about 82 degrees for Friday, then eventually beyond that we get into much warmer conditions. So we're below seasonal average till Friday, then we get into the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and possibly Tuesday, where temperatures are going to be at least up from the upper 80s to around the low 90s. And that being said, we take a gander here how that will all play out. You get into the mild for now, and then eventually we'll also see warmer air starting to bump up a little bit as that ridge kind of moves up. You've got the upper stream kind of continuing to move up around that going into the Dakotas. Then eventually that cooler air gets out of the way. We open up the clouds, in fact the skies. In fact, you allow that moisture to come in. That's where that area of high pressure is. It dives down, heading towards Cincinnati. That warmer air starts to sneak in as we go into Saturday, and then to Sunday we warm up even more. So you see that big block of warmer air coming in, and eventually that continues on with the hot air trying to get closer and closer near Omaha, and then eventually it gets out of the way, and we go back into the mild to finish out, say, Tuesday into Wednesday possibly. How about this though? Sky Tracker is going to show a little bit of rainfall getting out of the way this morning, and then of course up to the north we pick up at least mostly cloudy to at least cloudy skies with mostly sunny skies today. Then we'll go into Thursday where we're looking at some, we'll call it mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. We'll get some light rainfall coming in around 4 o'clock, then getting into near La Crosse at around say about 11 o'clock at night with a sprinkle. Highs today will be mostly in the 70s for you, widespread. We'll pick up those conditions, and then once we roll right into how this all plays out going into Thursday, you're going to be seeing temperatures to be maybe a couple of degrees warmer. And we're looking at temperatures rolling right into Friday going Saturday and Sunday, 82 up to 88 to 92 degrees for our warmest day of the week. Back to you.
In our Morning Buzz report, country music star Keith Urban pulled his tour bus into a gas station of all places for a free pop-up concert. Word quickly spread on social media late in the afternoon, and the concert pulled in a massive crowd at the gas station Buc-ee's. The mayor of Athens was even surprised, and extra security was called to the location. Keith Urban also went inside the Buc-ee's and put his food prep skills to the test. While Disney Parks and Resorts is reversing course on a wrongful death lawsuit, now saying the matter can proceed to court. According to the lawsuit, Jeffrey Piccolo's wife died from a severe allergic reaction after they dined at a resort restaurant. The company said Piccolo had allegedly signed up for a 1-month trial in 2019, which requires users to settle all disputes with the company. Now the company is waiving its right to arbitration.
When someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes something so bad happens that the soul cannot rest.
The Crow, starring Bill Skarsgård and FKA Twigs, is the 5th film in the franchise based on James O'Barr's comic book. Skarsgård steps into the role originated on screen by the late Brandon Lee. He died while filming the original The Crow after he was accidentally shot with an improperly loaded prop gun. The Crow flies into theaters on Friday. Julianne Moore and Tilda Swinton team up. The pair star in The Room Next Door as two former friends who reconnect at new stages in their lives. This is the first look at the drama, which arrives in theaters in December. They really didn't give us too much there with that preview, did they?
I know. Is there any audio on that?
I don't know what's going on. I guess we'll have to wait and see, huh?
How very European.
Yes, very suspenseful.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Gary is turning 80 today. He loves to spend time with his family, farming, driving his tractor, playing cards, and attending his grandkids' ball games.
Happy birthday to him, and if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, that's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
The time now is 6:48. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Your morning news now is up next.
If you're in a nursing home, you only have 5-6 month life expectancy. Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
Listen, Eric Hovde, Mr. Fancy California banker, I earned my retirement, but you said you would absolutely cut Social Security and even raise the retirement age. Now you want to take away our right to vote? Eric Hovde, you're one heck of a jerk. Will never have my vote. DSCC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Drive into summer with a new Honda. Heading out for a day at the beach or a weekend in the mountains. Make an impression with the unmistakable style of the HR-V or turn heads in the sporty Civic. And when you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual. Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's.
Yay! We love our guests.
Love.
As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
It's the Labor Day sale at Drury's in Fountain, a huge store-wide event with savings on southern Minnesota's finest furniture. You'll find a stunning selection with savings you've come to expect at Drury's. Savings on top brands like Smith Brothers, Flexsteel, Eckernes, and Homecrest. Plus, special financing is available if your purchase is paid in full within 24 months. We'll even pay for your gas just for shopping at Drury's. Store-wide savings, 24-month financing, and free gas. Now during the Labor Day sale at Drury's in Fountain.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Welcome to Washington, D.C. You got a bunch of loudmouth, preening politicians. It's absolute chaos. I'm Derek Van Orden, and after 26 years as a Navy SEAL, there's a few things that I learned. You stay on mission, you know what you're fighting for, and sometimes you gotta get a little dirty to finish the job. Let's go, kids. Not you. Not you. You. Let's go. I'm Derek Van Orden. I approve this message.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time. Download the News 8000 app today.
Welcome back. It's 6:51. Time for your morning news now. A suspect is hospitalized and in custody after a chase and shootout with authorities in Wood County. Wisconsin Rapids police responded to a domestic disturbance call, leading to a pursuit early yesterday morning. The suspect allegedly fired at officers multiple times on Highway 54. After disabling his vehicle, he fled on foot and was later found on a rooftop where another shootout occurred. No officers were hurt, but several squad cars were hit. The suspect's name has not been released. Former President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle starred on night 2 of the Democratic National Convention. Vice President Kamala Harris also made a virtual appearance while holding a rally in Milwaukee with her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. He's expected to headline night 3 tonight. Harris's Republican challenger, former President Donald Trump, campaigned in Michigan yesterday, part of his push in battleground states. Trump spoke about crime and inflation and also criticized the Democratic convention, saying the party is presenting lies. He heads to North Carolina today for an event with his running mate. Overdose deaths surged by 45% last year in La Crosse County. This alarming statistic comes from the county's annual overdose fatality review. That report reveals 55 lives lost, with fentanyl involved in a staggering 85% of cases. 3 out of 4 victims had multiple substances in their system. Adults aged 25 to 64 were most affected by this crisis.
Anyone can be affected by an overdose, and it's not
certain populations or certain people or what we see in the media or in TV. And it can be neighbors, grandparents, sisters, brothers, siblings.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, you can contact the Wisconsin Addiction Recovery Helpline at 211. If you want to know if your local lake or river is safe, you can check out the new Wisconsin Water Explorer. That online tool from the DNR shows water quality, identifies pollution sources, and creates automatic reports. It shows whether a lake meets water quality standards and can identify likely sources of pollution. If you're interested in helping, you can join the DNR Citizen Lake Monitoring Network to contribute your data. A Healthy Breakfast is helping raise awareness for mental health. Great Rivers United Way held its annual fundraising breakfast. This initiative focuses on supporting mental health programs and providing essential needs like food, shelter, and safety. A recent report shows that mental health is a significant concern in our area.
We want to let everybody know that we heard them, and so we are focusing in on mental well-being in terms of improving it, in terms of focusing in on programming from what we can do.
If you need assistance or want to discover ways you can support the Great River United Way, you can find a link on our website. The Eau Claire Community Center is expanding with new features. The Chamber of Commerce and city officials held a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the SCS Community Center. New amenities include a 24-hour fitness center, an outdoor kitchen with a gas grill and a fireplace.
So the residents have access to this area to come together because we really are trying to build a multi-generational community. So they have a place to gather with their neighbors. If they're having a larger party, they have some space that's available that they can gather in.
Several other multifamily projects are still under construction. If you're interested in learning about apartment availability, you can visit their website.
Absolutely gorgeous to start this early morning with a few areas of patchy fog to dense fog out there right now. You can see some in the river valleys. We're also seeing some streaking in the clouds, and that means the upper level winds are translating down to the mid levels as well. We're going to be seeing conditions to be a little bit cooler today, holding on to at least 76 to about 79 degrees. So widespread 70s for us today under mostly sunny skies. You go into Thursday, you're looking at 80 degrees, bumping up a couple of degrees there. And then by the time you get into Friday and Saturday, temperatures go into the low to upper 80s with warmer conditions on Sunday to be one of our warmest days of the week. Going into Monday, also with temperatures raising up into the 90s. We'll also pick up temperatures around Tuesday, around 89 to 87 going into Wednesday.
All right, thank you. Well, the Democratic National Convention has some big plans for feeding convention goers this year. And by big, we mean 2 1,000-pound cheesecakes. There they are, made by Chicago's famous Eli's Cheesecake. The 2 cakes are big enough to fit all 50 state placards on them, but that won't be the only time Eli's Cheesecake will be served at the event. It's estimated convention goers will eat over 5,400 pounds of this delicious cake by the end of the convention. The company's president said they were thrilled to receive the order, and they were happy to help make history with the convention. I wonder how much that costs.
I don't know, but get in my belly.
Yeah, that looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for starting your morning with us. We will see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your day.